The Order of the Eagle of Georgia and the Seamless Tunic of our Lord Jesus Christ, better known as the Order of the Eagle of Georgia, is the highest order of chivalry awarded by the House of Bagration, whose chief and Grand Master is Prince David Bagration of Mukhrani, Duke of Lasos, Prince of Kakheti, Prince of Kartli and Prince of Mukhrani. Prince David was acknowledged as the head of the royal house and supreme master of the order when his father, Jorge de Bagration, died, and Prince David inherited, by right of blood, the right to confer his house's royal order motu proprio as a heritable prerogative in his capacity of de jure King David XIII. History of the order. Traditionally founded by Queen Tamar of Georgia, it was restored by Prince Jorge de Bagration of Mukhrani in 1939 as the highest of the house orders of the Bagration dynasty. Contemporary sources say that St. Queen Tamar of Georgia founded the order to help the Empire of Trebizond, and gave the Georgian knights the tunic of our Lord Jesus Christ and the eagle as their emblems, in order to distinguish them from the knights of the Empire of Trebizond who had the double-headed eagle as their emblem. The name of the order refers to the sacred tunic that Jesus Christ wore during his martyrdom. According to tradition, after the relic was raffled off by Roman soldiers, it was taken to Georgia, preserved and buried in the Svetitsko Valley Cathedral, alongside the insignias of King. In 1942, Prince Jorge de Bagration of Mukhrani was elected president of the Union of Traditionalist Georgians, who were dedicated to restoring a free Georgia under a constitutional monarchy. Prominent members included historians Zura Pavlishvili and Mikhail Satelli, writer Grigol Robakidze, linguist Kita Shkenkeli, politicians Shalva Magdaklidze and Spiridon Kedia, Georgian Armed Forces Commander Georgi Kwanitadze, Major General Leo Karizlidze, and social commentator Rivaz Gabashvili, among many others. Upon his death in 1977, Prince Jorge was succeeded by his firstborn son Prince Jorge de Bagration, who preferred to maintain the order within the strict circle of his family for reasons of discretion and dynastic policy until, in 2001, he decided to give concessions for excellence and merit. After 2003, Prince George gave the OEG a new constitution establishing the terms and conditions under which it is currently governed by Prince David. For the very beginning, Jorge de Bagration, as advanced by his heir, wanted the order to be an effective instrument of assistance to the people of Georgia. During the Grandmastership of Prince Jorge de Bagration, significant figures from the royalty and the nobility entered the order. These include Dom Miguel de Bragança, Duke of Viseu and Infante of Portugal, as a knighthood cross of the OEG. Speaking to the legitimacy of the Mukhrani Fons Honorum, it is germane to note that other royals accepting the order include Maria Vladimirovna, Grand Duchess, de jure Empress of Russia, and the widely accepted head of the Imperial Romanov dynasty, who is a Lady of the Grand Cross, and first cousin once removed from Prince David. Notably, her mother was Princess Leonida Bagration Mukhrani of Georgia, who, as the Dowager Grand Duchess of Russia, was the last living Romanov born in the Russian Empire and was the great-aunt of the order's current Grand Master Prince David Bagration of the Mukhrani. Again, in relation to the order's accepted Fons Honorum, in 1991 it was reported that the Georgian parliament acknowledged Prince Jorge Bagration of Mukhrani as the head of the royal house of Bagration. In 1995, OEG headmaster Prince George traveled to Georgia with Grand Duchess Maria of Russia and Grand Duke George and met with Georgian President Eduard Shevardnadze, who declared to Prince George, "My lord, you are in your homeland, which needs the the royal family to maintain its unity. Given the Mukhrani's long exile in Spain, and the order's restoration in 1939, it is not surprising that many of the order's members are Spanish, including many aristocrats. Even very recently, the Spanish newspaper La Razón, for example, detailed a 2013 OEG investiture in Valencia, Spain, officiated by Prince David, who, the paper acknowledged, was head of one of the oldest royal houses in Europe. The article listed a number of Georgian and Spanish luminaries and business leaders who received knighthood in the OEG. Notable guests included Prince Andrés Salvador of Habsburg-Lorraine and Sam, Archduke of Austria and Prince of Bohemia and Hungary, among other titles recognized by European royalty. Prince David recently honored H.R.H. Dom Duarte Pio, de jure King of Portugal and Duke of Bragança, with OEG's Grand Collar in an exchange of honors. The Spanish government formally accorded the Bagration Mukhrani-Princes the qualification of Royal Highness, although the title had been Serene Highness before the Mukhrani diaspora. To end the exile era and bind the order and the Mukhrani claim to the royal Georgian roots, Prince David repatriated to Georgia in 2008, 1 year after the Patriarch of Georgia, Ilya II, who is a holder of the Grand Collar of the Order of the Eagle of Georgia, had called for the restoration of the Georgian monarchy. David was granted citizenship, and a year later, in a marriage that received widespread media attention, Prince David, wearing the Grand Cross of the OEG, married Princess Anna, daughter of the genealogically junior Grazinski Bagration branch, who were rivals to the defunct Georgian throne. Princess Anna was, herself, a dame of the OEG's Grand Collar. This event was characterized by Dr. Silvia Serrano, professor of law at the University of Auvergne, as a symbolic gluing together of various legitimizing principles. Quote, this match sparked widespread interest in the revival of a constitutional monarchy. However, the royal couple divorced in 2013, but not before giving issue to Prince Georgi, the son of and heir to two dynasties, who from birth was a Knight Grand Collar of the Order. Prince Georgi is frequently pictured wearing his OEG miniature on a traditional white choker. The OEG's symbolic relevance to Georgian independence not only recalls the nation's long line of monarchs, but reflects contemporary political realities. Tellingly, the Order of the Eagle of Georgia has been conferred on former Georgian Prime Minister Bidzina Ivanishvili, who had founded of the victorious Georgian Dream Team, which included the pro-monarchy New Rights Party in a coalition that is widely influenced by OEG Knight of Grand Collar Ilya II, who, polls show, is the most trusted man in Georgia. The Dynastic Order is assessed as an authenticated Order of Chivalry, but by slightly varying standards. In Burke's peerage, it is as an order founded by royal claimants in exile. The International Commission on Orders of Chivalry validates it as new chivalric institution founded by the head of a formerly reigning dynasty. The Augustan Society notes it as a non-ruling dynastic honor. The long exile of the Bagration of Mukhrani claimants in Spain has resulted in deep Spanish connections, as the order is highlighted in a list of notable orders on the Blasones Hispanos, Ordines Dinasticas website, and the Grandmaster of the order was specifically invited to the coronation of Felipe VI of Spain, providing de facto support for his royal role of one of the most ancient dynastic royal houses in Europe. Grand Masters of the Order: Tamar of Georgia, Irakli Bagration of Mukhrani, George Bagration of Mukhrani, David Bagration of Mukhrani. Grades of the Order: the Order of the Eagle of Georgia is composed of 5 grades: Lady Knight Grand Collar, Lady Knight Grand Cross, Lady Knight Grand Officer, Lady Knight Commander, Lady Knight. Notable members: King Umberto II of Italy, King Boris III of Bulgaria, King George Tupo V of Tonga, Duarte Pio, Duke of Braganza, claimant to the Portuguese throne, Grand Duke Vladimir Kirillovich of Russia, Princess Leonida Bagration of Mukhrani, Crown Prince Ira Jacobe Mha Selassie, Nicholas, Crown Prince of Montenegro, Lika, Crown Prince of Albania, Patriarch Ilyatua of Georgia, Patriarch Bartholomew I of Constantinople, Patriarch Theophilos III of Jerusalem, Patriarch Irene of Serbia, Metropolitan Hilarion, First Hierarch of the Russian Orthodox Church outside Russia, Patriarch Abune Paulos, Infante Jaime, Duke of Segovia, legitimate heir to the French throne, former Prime Minister Bidzina Ivanishvili of Georgia, Sir Michael Smurfit KBE, Hon. Desmond Guinness, Patrick Guinness, Ambassador Francis Martin O'Donnell GCMM, Brigadier General Ronald S. Mangum, United States Army, Sir Robert Balchan, Baron Lingfield KT, Sir Ian Lowson BTOSDJ, Donald Gosling, Sultan Mudzul El Tankiram,